Hello and welcome to 5 Minute Friday.
In this series we talk about all things wild camping, tips, things we've learnt along the way and general camping chit chats.
In today's episode we're talking a load of shit. Literally. We get so many questions. How do you go to the toilet? Where do you go to the toilet? What do you do? What position do you use? So it's about time I think we offloaded, excuse the pun, our knowledge on this one.
So going for a poo in the wild is no laughing matter.
Yeah, and I can fully appreciate you can't always find a bathroom in the wild.
Yeah, but there's one there.
Yeah, just shut up, you're ruining my scene now. Right, so the official guidelines for this is 200 feet away from the nearest path or water source.
Dig a hole 6 to 8 inches deep and burn your toilet paper.
Jeez, what did you eat?
Or take it out with you in a bag.
Bag it, baby. Yeah. If you can't bury it because of frozen ground, the advice is to leave it on the surface rather than put it under a rock, because that way it'll decompose quicker, but you need to be taking your toilet paper with you. So now that's the boring bit out of the way with.
When we're at home chatting to our friends and family, we tend to find that the thing that people seem to get most in a pickle about is how to balance and what position to adopt.
So what we're going to do is show you a few of our favourite positions. Not in a rude way. Pooing positions, I might add. So first up is the log. Now if you're lucky enough to find some dry leaves and it's a wet log, you're sorted. I just hang my bum over the edge and drop it out, but what you've got to be careful of is one, frozen logs. Let's just say sacks can stick to them. And another thing, watch how rolly the log is, because the last thing you want to be doing is landing in your own you know. So let's start with the pros for this position. You've got a nice seat to sit on, so if you're more of a relaxed pooer like myself, you can take your time and watch nature as you do your business. And the cons are, if the log is frozen, bits of your skin can and will stick to it. And that's about it really. This is one of my personal favourites. Let's move on to one of Zoe's.
So my favourite position would be what I like to call the stealth squat. This is a very low profile squatting position where you get down as low as possible. There's no way you can kind of miss the hole because you're virtually squatting right on top of it. So this position is really useful because you're really out of sight, you're down low and kind of no one can really see you. It's good for people that want to do a poo really quickly, which I generally can, so I'm not here for long. The cons for this position are most definitely, if you're not careful, you've got to look out for shrubbery like this, for example. You can sting your bum on the nettles or you can sit on a thistle. The other problem with this position is if you're not agile, then obviously it can be a little bit difficult. It can hurt your legs or you might lose your balance if you're not careful.
Oh, you fell in your poo.
And then you'd fall in your poo.
And thirdly, we've got the tree lean, which is another favourite of mine. It's a nice, comfortable, relaxed position. You can read your magazine, let things naturally take their course and fall out. It's a very comfortable position. Now this position is not to be taken lightly and it does come with its perils. Positives, it's very, very comfortable, but it has a few negatives. One of them being you can struggle to dig a hole because of the roots of the trees obviously. You can leave a go faster stripe on the tree, which isn't pretty for anyone to see. And then obviously you've got to look out for trees that are not stable. The last thing you want to be doing is having a poo leaning up a tree and it's like, Jesus Christ. You don't want that happening.
So if the stealth squat's not for you and you can't get that low, then here's a different alternative. It's called the high drop. So the high drop is not a position I ever use myself, but this is how you would do it should you want to. Get your hole, squat over it in a high position. The pros of this position are that it's probably quite comfortable for people who can't get really low down, but the cons of this position would definitely be that you do not know where it might land.
Hole in one.
The other downside of this position is I believe that if you weren't careful you could end up with a poo in your trousers.
So has that happened to you?
Never. Because I do a stealth squat and you're very close to the hole.
So lastly we've got the bushcraft method, which normally involves finding a few branches, chopping them up, making a bit of a a toilet seat yourself, position it somewhere where there's maybe a nice bit of moss to wipe your bum, or even using a tree root system like I am doing right here. Can you pass us a toilet roll please? I've finished. Makes a perfect toilet seat, look. Thanks.
So other popular positions include the pole dancing position,
The morning sunrise,
and finally the aim and fire. So I hope you found this video useful.
or maybe you just found it a big stinking pile of shit.